The millions of people all over the world who buy Smash Bros. Games know Nintendo's seminal fighting franchise is good. They don't need to hear it from me, and although you certainly will over the next several minutes, you probably don't need to either. Super Smash Bros. Is a fantastic fighter unlike any on the market, and it's one of the best multiplayer games Nintendo has ever cooked up. But the truth is, its great multiplayer and unique gameplay are only the frosting on this deliciously violent cake. Indeed, the real reason people buy Super Smash Bros. Games in passionate armies of several million has nothing to do with punches or uppercuts. It has to do with tradition. It's about history. For those of my generation, it's about keeping our precious first memories with a video game controller as alive and vibrant as when we picked it up in the first place. Nintendo's legacy is the fulcrum upon which Super Smash Bros. Pivots, a truth amplified by about 1 million with the Wii version subtitled Brawl. And the game is filled with moments that make those who have forgotten remember, and those who remember never forget. While the technical elements of Smash Bros. Brawl make it an endlessly compelling game to play, that only serves as the vessel for a more profound and personal experience for those for whom Nintendo's legacy serves as a childhood staple as significant as Kool-Aid in Little League. On a more practical level, Super Smash Bros. Brawl is about picking a Nintendo legend and subsequently beating the hell out of your equally iconic opponent. It's a fighter, obviously, but it's distinct within that genre. Smash Bros. Scraps convoluted fighting mechanics and 32-button move combinations in favor of more accessible controls, along with a unique concept and objective. Due to its poetic simplicity, some have ridiculed Smash Bros. As a mindless button masher since it debuted on the Nintendo 64 11 years ago. But beneath its cartoony exterior, Smash Bros. Has evolved into a deceptively deep fighting game, and Brawl maintains the series' status quo. Speaking of concept and objective, Brawls couldn't be simpler. You and up to 3 opponents duke it out on a 2D plane rendered in 3D, kind of like the new Super Mario Bros. Games. And the objective isn't to drain your opponent's health, as in most fighters, but rather to send them flying off the screen. It's an easy concept to grasp, but there's a surprising amount of depth and minutia to the experience. Instead of the prototypical health bar, each character has a damage percentage, and the more damage they've taken, the easier it is to send them off the screen. So it's all about building up your opponent's damage meter, and when they're finally ripe for the picking, sending them soaring out of view with a smash attack. There just isn't another fighter like this, and once you start smashing your friends off screen, it's absurdly addictive. Brawl doesn't tinker with the established Smash Bros. Formula much, but it does make a few additions, the most prominent of which is the glowing Smash Ball. It appears randomly during battles, and the first player to break the Smash Ball can unleash their own devastating special attack, which usually fills most of the screen and destroys everything in its path. When one appears, the game suddenly turns into a frantic race to catch that Smash Ball, which adds yet another layer of hilarity to the overall experience. There are just a few basic controls you need to know before hopping into the Brawl. Press A to attack, B for a more different attack, as Strongbad would say, and up on the analog stick to jump. You can also execute a smash attack by pressing the analog stick in the direction of your opponent in tandem with the A button. Now, there's obviously a lot more moves, and learning those separates the masters from the novices, but really that's all you need to know to play Brawl. It's beautifully simple while simultaneously allowing for staggering amounts of depth and nuance, as evidenced by the fact that Brawl supports 4 different controllers and allows players to fully customize them to their liking. The highlight of any Smash Bros. Game is obviously multiplayer. That's the selling point of Brawl. The nature of the game itself is already conducive to riotous multiplayer, but the game's simplicity and accessible controls make it social gaming gold. They ensure anyone can play, so no one in the room shouldn't be able to just jump in and brawl. Pair that with the fact that it supports up to 4 players, and you've got one of the best multiplayer options on Wii or any system for that matter. And unlike some games, it's just as fun when none of your friends know what the hell they're doing. Prior to its release, there was a ton of hype regarding Brawl's staggering amount of content, and in the end, the game didn't disappoint. Each disc is packed with 35 characters, more than 40 stages, a level editor with full online support, at least 540 collectible trophies of characters spanning Nintendo's history, and much, much more. Brawl is a gargantuan game to play through, and it will literally take most players several months, if not years, to see everything the game has to offer.